What's good, my crew? Wishing you all the best on this day. Today, we find ourselves on a cold January morning, trackside in the good old town of Suwanee, Georgia, waiting for some friends to have a nice little meetup by the rails and just enjoy some foaming with the gang. At this present moment, no one else is here, and I'd actually just missed NS27A. But fortunately, there was a Norfolk Southern P81 running right behind it, and it wouldn't be long before I heard a distant P5 and two light engines came rolling down from Gainesville, Georgia. This P81 here is a regularly scheduled Saturday local train that runs from Gainesville, Georgia down to Chamblee, Georgia, picks up some cars, and then runs those cars back up to Gainesville, Georgia. Which means that we'll be seeing this power again when the northbound turn eventually completes its work. Until then, however, there is something else coming out of Chamblee.
Nice.
Norfolk Southern 154 that was actually waiting for these two locomotives to get out of their way. So I at least knew that something else was coming. Eventually, the crews started popping up, and we were really just gooning around by the rails, including the main man, that motor guy, who, to my pleasant surprise, showed that he finally got a drone.
Incredible.
A drone that he had been talking about for a very long time, and that I'm sure will be in good hands under his operation. Around this time, P81 had already cleared CP Norcross, which meant that Norfolk Southern 154 was completely clear to start heading up north. And so we had our sights turned towards the hill as we started hearing distant rumbling, and that motor guy's drone actually showed Norfolk Southern 154 off of the horizon, until eventually we saw the headlights actually crest the hill and 154 came on by us. Fortunately for us, 154 was not the only train in the area, because just a few miles north of us, Norfolk Southern 283 had parked at CP Shoutout waiting for 154 to clear. And so within 10 minutes of 154's tail end disappearing around the curve, the gates activated as 283 started making its acceleration down towards Atlanta, Georgia. I mentioned before that we were going to see P81's power come on by because the turn has to go down south to Doraville and then back up to Gainesville, Georgia. And at this moment, we started hearing rumbling once again, and P81, not having an actual conscience behind it, trudged along on its uphill ascent towards Gainesville, Georgia.
Yeah, his headlights.
No, that bro stuttered, bro. For those of you who know anything about the Greenville, you know that it has its bursts of dead moments. And today was no exception, because there was no NS282 that came by, and now we were just waiting for 242 to come up out of Inman Yard. While we were waiting for that, more of the crew started showing up, including Andrew. Oh my goodness, always a pleasure to see that man. He had actually just gotten off of work, being on Norfolk Southern 373 with the Penn Central Heritage Unit leading.
Sensational.
I know, such a W, man. In the meantime, however, Norfolk Southern 242 had finally arrived.
Thank you.
And when that Model Sky drone set off in the horizon, giving us an aerial view of its location, we knew that it wouldn't be too long at this point before we'd eventually see 242 crest the curve and continue up towards Charleston, South Carolina. And as half the crew disappeared, so did the sunlight. Completely. Yeah, so no chance of actually getting any good lighting at this point. But fortunately for us, despite the sun disappearing, the trains started appearing. And thus we found ourselves at Sugar Hill, Georgia, right by the intermediate signal bridge. with a pair of reds sitting on top of each other facing the northbound, and a yellow over green facing the southbound direction, we knew that there was going to be a meet happening here. The northbound train in question actually happened to be Norfolk Southern 282.
Good evening.
Which I didn't think was actually going to be running today. And I rolled up to the signal bridge to stop to wait for Norfolk Southern 51G, a southbound grain train out of Baldwin, Georgia, that had finished assembling its cut of empty hoppers and was now just racing its way down south. When 51G now cleared CP Walters, Norfolk Southern 282 received clearance and shortly started accelerating to continue up north. At this point, it was pretty late, so basically everyone had left, but I still had that model guide with me. And we continued further into Buford, Georgia to wait for the last train that we were going to be able to see tonight. Norfolk Southern 243, which we had anticipated because of a Union Pacific leader, like seeing Foreign Power, and it had the good man Doug, one of the more friendly engineers on this line, at the throttle. And thus concludes the meetup day. It was a very wonderful pleasure getting to see all of you guys, and I definitely look forward to the next time that we all get to meet up. And for any of y'all who weren't here, just know that you guys are always welcome to join us. We'd love to have y'all. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, my friends, God bless. I will see you soon out on the high iron.